And so every chapter I went through, I had to deal with it painfully. And even at some point, one of the book when I in that book when I almost died, it was almost like it. I couldn't breathe. It's like it took my breath away in so many ways that I had to call the person and ask them why they did that.
Every voice has a story, every story has a moment.
Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give them all glory and a way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in wasting time. They can come close but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
Every voice has a story, and every story has power to change a life. Welcome back to the Breaking the Silence podcast, where conversations inspire stories, empower, and voices are finally heard. I'm your host, Arthur Nikki Nicole, and the mission is simple, y'all, to help unleash your inner voice. So let's break the silence together. And if you've been a part of the Breaking the Silence family for a while, today's guest is no stranger to the platform. She's joined us several times before, and every conversation has left us inspired, challenged, or maybe encouraged. I'm so excited about welcoming her back. Author, actress, emotional healing coach, motivational speaker, advocate for battered women, founder of Highway to Heal, and my friend, Celisha J. Today, we're sitting down to talk about her powerful book, y'all. I Survived. It's more than just a title, it's a testimony of resilience, healing, and choosing to rise after life's most difficult moments. We'll explore the story behind it, the experiences that shaped it, and the message she hopes every reader carries with them alone way after they turn the last page. So, after the countdown, please help me welcome back my friend, Celisha J, back to the Breaking the Silence once again. Hey, 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 my friend.
Hey, how you doing, Nikki Nicole?
I'm doing well. Welcome back to another episode spotlighting you. I'm so excited. I've been ready. I'm ready to talk about this book because I know you put your heart into it. So take
Yes.
me back to the beginning. Like, what was happening in your life when you first fell in love with the pen and the pencil? And what made you decide, you know what? I believe my story deserves to be heard.
Well, I've always loved to read, so that was one of my biggest things growing up. Writing, I don't think that was like something that I wanted to do immediately. I think it was just the idea that someone needed to hear my story, and that, if I can help other people with my story, then I would be living out one of my dreams, because I know my story. Someone is going through it right now, and they just don't have a voice or are afraid to speak. So my book kind of gives you, it motivates them to keep pushing, keep doing what you need to do, and let your story be heard. Because if you don't, someone else could be doing this. It could be happening to someone else, and it could just be, going around, and nobody's helping anyone. So I want people to be motivated to get the help that they need, so they can heal, so they can live in God's purpose for their life.
Now I commend you because not everybody can, put their life story on, paper for the world, to read because of fear of like people judging them. So now when you were writing this book, I Survived, what was the hardest part for you to write? Because I know you had to like open chapters in your life that you didn't want to open again, that you healed from. So what was the hardest part about writing that book and opening those wounds back up again? And how did you finally say, you know what, I've gotten it out, now I'm going to close this for good?
Well, every chapter brought back memories in some way, shape, or form. And of course, I didn't immediately, like, I would write a chapter, and sometimes it would take me a few months to even go back to that chapter, or to go back to writing again, because now I have to grieve what I just wrote. It's like I was releasing it as I was writing it. So I, to the point where I know that a lot of people wouldn't want their story to be out there, and they're embarrassed, but that's the main thing that keeps us down, is being embarrassed. It's supposed to be a lesson, so that you can help other people that may be going through the same things. And it's my life, it's my past. I don't live there anymore, so why be embarrassed of something that God gave me this testimony to help other people get through it the same way I did, or if not better. So I'm not going to be embarrassed. Some of the things can be a little embarrassing, but I don't care what people think. They talked about Jesus Christ. So for me, it's like, I don't care. You
I
need
know
to.
that's right. Exactly. They talked about Jesus Christ. So what makes us even different?
Right.
Nothing. So now let's talk about, when you sat down to write that book, what was you thinking at the very end of when you finished it that you wanted the readers to take away from it the most in that book?
Life could put you through a whirlwind of different things. Everybody has a testimony. Everyone has gone through something different. It's not what happened to you, it's how you come out of what happens to you. If you allow the past to keep you from being successful, you're one day gonna go look behind you and be like, and you're on your deathbed, or you've gotten older and you can't move around the way that you normally would, and you're like, well, I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do that, but you held on to the traumas of your past for so long that it became who you were. It wasn't like you wanted to release that pain. That's why it's important to heal, because in healing, it opens up your mind and your I would say the air you breathe to something totally different. You glow different, you grow different. And it becomes a part of you to say, you know what? God put me through that for a reason. And that's just the way I feel. You go through things for a reason.
Yeah, you go through things for a reason. And I believe that, God has already had those chapters written in your life and for a reason, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we don't see we're not going to see the outcome of what's going to happen. But when you
Right.
go through, you get through it, and then you come out of it, you're like, oh, that's why he did that to me, because I had to see this part of it to get to this part. So
Right. Mm-hmm.
so now was there a chapter, or a moment in I Survived that was like especially hard? Now, don't get them everything because they got to purchase the book. That was especially hard to write because it brought back such a painful memory.
There were a few different things in that book. It was hard to write, but I think it was more of when I almost died, you know. And when I look back at that day and how I couldn't breathe and how it affected me for so long, there's so many different things that happened in that book. It's like that book is about my traumas, the things that happened that were should have broke me, but I I became better. I became someone who is resilient, someone that wants to achieve her goals despite her circumstances or the past, the traumas of her past. But that book is specifically trauma. And so every chapter I went through, I had to deal with it painfully. And even at some point, one of the book when I in that book when I almost died, it was almost like it I couldn't breathe. It's like it took my breath away in so many ways that I had to call the person and ask them why they did that. So it's like I had to deal with it each chapter in some way, shape, or form. It impacted me in ways emotionally. It took me a couple of years to write that book, and it's not even that big.
Wow. So now what do you think, it takes to truly heal, especially when you went through trauma after trauma after trauma? What does it take for you to get to a point in your life where you're like, you know what? I've been there, done that. I used to live there, but I don't anymore. How you get past all of that?
Accepting that you need help. A lot of people don't realize they need the help. They can continue to do the same thing over and over again, and it becomes a continuous cycle that you think is normal. You always constantly got drama in your life, so you think that's normal. So if you don't have any drama in your life, it's like, what in the world is going on? It feels like something new to you, and you don't know how to receive that. Realize that there is something wrong and you need help. And if you, even if it's just to speak about it, whatever, however you feel that you need to deal with that issue, you deal with it. But seek help, talk to someone, release the traumas of your past. And if you don't do that, then you'll never be able to live the way that God intended you to live, because you allowed the hurt and the pain take you to a place to where you couldn't climb your way out of. We all are someone great. We just need to live in our truth, heal. And all of us have issues that everyone has some kind of trauma that they have dealt with in some way, shape, or form in their life. No one is perfect. If you feel like you are making the same mistakes over and over again, that is possibly because it's something you have dealt with in the past and it keeps resurfacing because you have not found a way to get peace from it and to heal from it. Take the time and find a way emotionally to heal for whatever it is that you've gone through.
You're
I just,
right. You're right though, because mostly in our community, we kind of like got used to sweeping everything up under the rug
mm-hmm.
and not dealing with it at the moment. And you go through life and then you find out, oh, I got triggers. Now you get these triggers and you're like, what's happening to me? And then back in the day, it was, no therapy. There was, go to God, leave it there, you know. But we can have both. Like we really can have both, And these days and times, you need therapy. You need somebody to talk to. Period. So now, one of
Mm-hmm.
your favorite quotes is, "Don't let the traumas of your past keep you from being successful today." How did you get to a place where you truly believe those words yourself?
Because I realized there were things that were in my past that was triggering for me. And if you're constantly making the same mistakes, how are you growing? What are you doing? What paths are you taking to become successful? You take 10 steps and then all of a sudden you find out something happens that triggers you and now you're taking 5 steps backwards. if you heal, if you take the time to heal and realize there's a process, there's something wrong, you take that the steps to heal, then you'll be successful, not even just financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, you'll be successful. People wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't react a certain way if you take that time to figure out what in you is the issue. What do you need to do so that you can feel better? So this won't be an issue to you again in the future. So if you don't take that time to heal, the traumas of your past will keep you from being successful because you're going to continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. We want to eliminate those mistakes. You want to say, I want different. I want a different life. I want to be able to buy this house in the mountains, or I want to be able to travel when I want to, or I want to be able to do different things. I want to be an actress. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a model. I want to do whatever I can to succeed in life. But when you're unhealed, you can't think about that future. All you can think about is what's going on right now or what happened yesterday that brought you to the place where you are today. Stop looking for a reason to not succeed and find a reason to succeed. And that is being, whether it's success, whatever success looks like for you, whether it's family, whether it's having that spouse that you're supposed to respect, but you can't respect them because of the fact him or her, because of the fact that you, when he does certain things, you think about something that happens to you in your past. It triggers you. So now you disrespect the love that you're supposed to say is your all because you've triggered in the past. But if you would have taken that time to heal from whatever that was, then you wouldn't have those issues. There's so many different things that we react to, and we don't realize that we're only reacting that way because something has happened, and we need to take the time to figure it out.
Yes, that's the problem. People don't take the time to heal from bad relationships. They don't take the time to heal from things that they go through with their family. They just keep moving, and don't deal with it. Now, like you said, they're carrying it into other relationships they have with other people. Now,
Right.
we're just damaged goods, is what we are at this point.
Mm-hmm. So
Damaged
what do
goods.
you do? What do you do? Do you continue to go in that same path and that same cycle and just be damaged goods for the rest of your life? Or do you say, there has to be a way for me to handle things differently? Do something serious need to happen for you to wake up and say, I need to heal? I don't know why in the Black families we were not taught that therapy is something that is needed. It not that we want it. Nobody wants to go sit and give anybody their business just because. It's because we need it. And sometimes if we don't take that time, we can end up in prison or in situations that cause us to be reckless or anything, all because we didn't think about the
Mhm.
outcome, because it's something normal that we've seen in our past that's traumatizing. We think it's okay to do it. Take that time, figure it out to heal, so you won't make those same mistakes and do things that you know are not, what God would want you to do, because you're making the same mistakes from something you've seen in your past or something that's happened to your past, and you think it's okay. So
Right.
people just need to, Black communities need to step out and just say, you know what, maybe you just need therapy. If we're molested as a child, you think, oh, my daughter was molested, right? Or my son was molested, and the person goes to jail. Well, that takes care of the person that does it. But what steps are you taking to help the little girl that was molested,
Right.
that was traumatized? No, you, you have to realize it's not something you can just sweep up under the rug, because whether you know it or not, it might not affect them mentally right now, or you don't think it does, but eventually it does.
It does. It does. You are absolutely right. But like I said, that was the time period where you swept everything under the rug, like including, holding the person accountable, for doing those things, And then, like you said, nobody goes to therapy. They just live life like this never happened. And then they become grown people and they start hurting people. And they don't understand why they're hurting people, because it's true. Hurt people hurt people.
People, yes. I remember Nicole, I remember a time where, and if you read my book, I ain't gonna give you too much information, but if I was molested as a child, the person used to play with my boobs, a lot. And even though, that's triggering to me, but I did not realize how it affected me in my grown up life. Now I'm married, and if my spouse touched my boobs in a certain way and that reminded me of that,
Wow.
it would completely turn me off, like, because it was a mental thing.
Right.
When I was molested when I was young, it reminded me. If I would have took the time to heal, or if I knew that I needed therapy from that, then I wouldn't have made my husband uncomfortable. So it's something that people should know is important. It might not seem like it because they're a child then, but it's important.
Right.
Just take the time and get the help that you need. Don't sweep it up under the rug just because it didn't happen to you. It just happened to your child. Don't think your child is just okay just because the person went to jail. Mentally, physically, they might be okay, but mentally, it's a long road ahead, and you need to take that road with them so they
Yes.
could be better.
Yes. But we also come from that generation period of time too. What don't kill you only make you stronger. So we're taught to have this tough skin, to keep going no matter what happens to us, and everything will be all right. So life just goes on, even after years, and then you really don't know really, Celisha, until you get to like a grown person, like you said, and now you're realizing that I got these triggers. I don't know why I don't want to be touched this way. I don't know why I don't want to yell this way. I don't know why I don't want people to talk to me this way because of something that happened when you was 5 or 6 or
Mhm.
7, and you don't notice until you become an adult.
Yeah, that's people don't realize how important it is just to even have an outlet, someone they can trust to talk. It's just important. But
Very.
maybe we'll have less angry people. Maybe we'll be able to save more relationships. And maybe it'd be less people that's living in the poor community just because they don't see an outlet, because everything about to them is, well, this happened to me when I was a child, so this is why I can't move forward today. And this is not downplaying anything, because I was in the poor community before and I ain't that far from it today. But but I was in the projects once, and I remember just about every woman in the project had a story to tell about whether it was molested or raped or abused in some way, shape, or form. And
Mhm.
they were not willing to move forward in life because the only thing they could see was working at McDonald's. The only thing they could see was this. They dropping out of schools because family don't believe them that they was molested and raped, and now they getting y'all. It's an abusive household or the domestic household because someone is yelling out for help and you're not taking the time to listen to that person to find out why did they change or what is the problem. I would say just take the time to whatever you went through, no matter whether you was a little girl or a little boy and you're 50 years old. Take the time to get some help, because if more than likely, if you are having unsuccessful relationships, whether it's friendships or whatever, and you're snapping, everybody cannot be wrong about the same thing. It can't be three people wrong telling you you're wrong about this and you're still saying you're right. It may be that you're wrong and you might just need some help and some guidance to see how you could be held accountable for what you're doing wrong so that you could become better in that situation or circumstance.
Right. Right. Now we done talked about you writing. Your story was like the first step of you telling your story. Now helping others have become a way of healing for you. That became next with highway
Mm.
to healing. So let's talk about it.
Now,
Tell me a little bit about highway to healing and what it's all about.
well, I wanted to help when I was a child. The reason I became, I would say, a fighter. Um, the reason why it was so hard for me is because I didn't have anyone to talk to it, and I didn't feel like people would understand me. And whenever I try to talk to a therapist, I don't like being babysit. I don't like being pacified. I want somebody to keep it real with me, be raw, just tell me if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, and make me help me understand why I'm wrong. And so whenever I would talk to a therapist, I just felt like they were stroking my ego a little bit, like they were babysitting me, not keeping it real. And I didn't have that therapist to talk to that I felt comfortable with. So the best thing for me was, how do other people feel? Maybe that's the reason why there's so many people holding all that pain and anguish in, that trauma, is because they don't have an outlet to talk to. Maybe they're not comfortable with the therapist. Maybe they're not comfortable with what happened to them altogether, and that's why they're so sheltered, and there's different things that's going wrong with them. So Highway to Healing with Celisha J is a safe space for women, children, whoever, to be able to come and release that trauma. Let's come up with a coaching plan so that we can get you to a place to where you're healing. You're never going to be 100% healed. No one is ever 100% healed. But we can get you to a place where you're coping and you're able to make wiser decisions, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so that you will have someone that is not going to judge you based off your circumstances, because they are no different than you. And if you can have that outlet, that a group of people that have gone through the same things, and let you know that you are not alone. That's what Highway to Healing with Celisha J is. It's an outlet that says you are not alone. And I want to help you to get to the place where you can live in God's purpose for your life. And that is what Highway to Healing is. Highway, the number 2, healing with
Wow,
sleep.
powerful. I love it. I love it. People really do need a safe place to talk to people, because let's just keep it 100. People don't have that anymore. Like back in the day, you used to have people that you grew up with, that you can trust, you can talk to. But now the way the world is going now, it's hard to trust people, and
Mm.
especially with your life anyway, to tell them your business, as people say. So it's hard. So that's great that you create a space for people to feel comfortable, and be able to. I like people to keep it real with me too. Don't sugarcoat nothing for me. Give it
Exactly.
to me the way it is, because that's the only way I'm gonna learn from it. That's the only
Mm.
way I'm gonna improve. If you tell me the truth, because you just tell me something to just pat me on the back and like, yeah, you doing good, knowing well that I'm not. Tell me the truth, and I can perceive that better. So
Mm-hmm.
now, if your life, well, your life story is in the book, but if your life were a book, your whole entire life, you put your whole entire life in a book.
Mm-hmm.
What chapter are you living in right now at this moment? And what do you hope that the next chapter looks like?
Um, the chapter that I'm living in now is peace. The children are mostly grown. The twins are 17 years old now. They'll be 17 in August. If you know about the twins, you know. If you read the book, you'll know about the twins. And so everyone is grown and basically gone. And I'm looking forward to what the next chapter God has for me. I'm following my dreams. I'm an actress. I'm modeling. I'm emotional healing coach, and I'm I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother, and I'm just, peace is everything to me. I am interested in what God has for me in the future, because I have a couple of movies out coming out this year, and I have a couple of roles that I believe are coming up. So, the Unlawful Act is on Prime Video. It came out a couple of weeks ago, and so that was big because that was the biggest role, that speaking role that I had that's actually aired yet. And Pray for the Pastor, PREY for the Pastor, will be out in August. So, I mean, I have a few things coming up, but I'm interested in seeing where my career goes, and continue wisdom and knowledge from God, so that I could be the best version of myself that He wants me to be, not what I want. My hands are out of it. So,
Well, friend, you glowing. You glowing. You look like you are at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching, and unlawful. Matter of fact, I'm watching that tonight. I keep thinking about it, and I saw it come across. I was like, I didn't know it was out yet. I thought you was just doing the trailer. So
No,
now that I know it's out, I gotta watch it. But
yes, it's
I
fine.
did see the clip. Yeah, I saw the clip. I said, look at her. I am proud of you. I've been watching everything that you're doing, and I'm proud. Like, I love when y'all come back and all this good stuff just overflowing that's happening. But you do look like you at peace. I can agree with that.
Yes, I'm getting close to God, and I'm just allowing Him to lead my life and whatever that is for me. I'm just sitting still and letting Him take the wheel, because I've done it for so long by myself, and now I'm just like, I'm at this point in my life to where I don't know. I know I'm more than likely got more years behind me than I got in front of me, and I didn't. That wasn't the best control of the prior years. So what if I actually take my hands out of it and let God just take the wheel? And
Yeah.
how is the next chapter of my life gonna be? I'm at
Easy.
peace.
Easy. It's gonna be easy with God.
I'm
We
at
don't get
peace.
that. We don't get that in the beginning. We don't. We just try to do everything ourselves, and we struggle through everything
Mhm.
ourselves, and instead of letting him just literally take the wheel.
Just let him
Like,
take the wheel.
you learn the hard way. We all go through that. We learned the hard way, and then when we do finally give it to him, we be like, "That's all I had to do. We just give it to you." Wow.
You glow differently. I'm telling you, you glow differently.
Right. You glow differently. You glowing now. So now I'm down to the least favorite part of this show. The last question.
Hmm.
If you could sit across from the version of yourself who didn't think she'd make it, what would you say to her today?
Faith of a mustard seed. Faith of a mustard seed. That's all God requires of you. And as long as you got that, you can accomplish all things through Christ who strengthens you. Believe. And most importantly, believe in God, but believe in yourself. Because all I'm doing is it just takes confidence and wisdom. Just if you can believe it, you can achieve it. That's it.
So true. That is so true. Faith, you know what? I didn't know what that meant when I was a child. My mom used to say that all the time. You gotta have the faithful mustard seed. And you know how small a mustard seed is? Like, it's really
Yes.
small.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what she meant by that until I got grown and started going through some pains and all kind of things. And I was like, that's what she meant. Because you really do have to let go of your sorrows, your problems, everything that you're going through, and let God handle it. Let go and let God. That is so true. But it's hard. Whew, it's hard to have that faith to go along with that thing, because you be sitting on pins and needles like, okay, God, when you gonna tap in? When you gonna tap in? I'm hurting. But he has your best interest the whole time. We just don't know it.
But then why stress about the stuff you can't change?
Can't do nothing about it.
You can't do nothing about it. So you just pray and leave it alone, because while you're stressing, all you're doing is making your health bad. Can you imagine having a stroke at 40? I
I was
did.
almost there. I was almost there.
I did. So, and just imagine reality sank in that you might not be here all because you stressed about some stuff you cannot change.
Can't change.
Well, stop stressing. Just let God take the wheel. When you try to lead and do things on your own, it never works out. But if you let God handle it, man, it seems like everything just be so easy, smooth. It flows so smoothly.
Yes. Yes. A weight off your shoulders every time. Every time. So now this is the time for you to shine. I'm going to pass the mic to you. So after the countdown, this is your moment to let everybody know how to purchase your book, how to tap into Highway to Healing, all this great, amazing things that you have going on right now in this moment. I need you to tell the people after the countdown. All right.
Okay.
So before I pass the mic, I just want to say thank you. I am grateful to be able to converse with some amazing people doing amazing things every day and share them with you so you can know about these people. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting Breaking the Silence. It means the world to me. So if this space has inspired you, challenged you, or made you feel seen in some type of way, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, like this episode, share it with someone who needs it, and drop that comment. Let me know you're here because I want to hear your thoughts. Your support means everything to me. It keeps these conversations going. So now, let me pass the mic so you can know how to get in contact with this amazing guest. So let's get back into this episode.
Hi everyone, Celisha J here. You can purchase my book at Amazon.com. Type in Celisha J, Celisha, because if you type in I survived, a lot of things are going to come up. You can find me on social media at CelishaJ.net. You can also, at CelishaJ_, and you can also go on my website, CelishaJ.net, to schedule your Highway to Healing, your session with me. You can do 101 or you can have the group session. And I'm on all streaming platforms, all platforms at CelishaJ_. Please check out the Unlawful Ad and pray for your pastors coming soon. So looking forward to seeing you all in the future.
I know that's right. You keep something going. I'm watching. You keep something going now.
Yes,
but
and
thank
it's
you.
a Christmas movie coming out in December.
Ooh.
Yeah, so be on the lookout. Follow me on social media so you can get everything.
Just working. I'm proud of you, man. Friend, thank you so much for coming and allowing me once again to shine this light on you. And this time, the journey through your pages of I Survived, your honesty, your strength, and the willingness to share your story are reminders that survival isn't just about making it through the storm. It's about discovering who you are becoming on the other side. So
yes.
To everybody else out there, I hope that you've enjoyed this conversation today. Maybe it encouraged you, inspired you, or maybe it reminded you that healing is possible. So don't let it stop there. Share this episode with someone who needs this message because she dropped some gems today, y'all. So be sure to make sure also grab a copy of I Survived on Amazon or visit CelishaJ.net to learn more about her and her upcoming things, and follow her on all her social media platforms to see all the incredible work she's doing through Highway to Heal and all these great movies that she's putting out, y'all. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this episode because every share helps another story reach someone who needs it. So remember, your voice matters, your story matters, and your survival could become someone else's hope. So until next time, keep breaking the silence, y'all, and never stop unleashing your inner voice. Later.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space that'll waste my mind, so I meditate till I levitate, I elevate, but I learn not to hesitate no more, keep moving forward, chase my goals and focus more towards it, hate the lows but I need those to flourish, place my goals in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me, breaking out of my shell, for the yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm Nikki Nicole, let's go. Promise you gon' see better days. Gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better days. You gotta keep going till you see them.